Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. So today we're going to go over the new General's Handbook. General Handbook 2 Electric Boogaloo, or the 2017 version. So now we're going to get one of these each year. It's really interesting to see what they do compared to the old one. So obviously the old one was a bit of quite a change for Age of Sigmar, because they actually put match play and points and all that good stuff into it. Yeah, so we'll jump right into it. So obviously, nice new cover. So it's going to be going over the 3 ways to play. Got all the people credited in there, even the Warhammer community gets, or Warhammer Age of Sigmar community gets credited, which is quite cool. So yeah, just talking a little about the book. Pretty simple. How to use the book. It's pretty straightforward. Then we go to open play. So obviously this is sort of for newer players and just playing with the models you have. So no points. Explains how the new open war cards work. So Age of Sigmar's got a copy of those alongside 40k. I really like them. I haven't got to use them yet, unfortunately, but it's really cool. It's essentially a deck of or a couple of decks of cards that basically you just draw them and it builds you a mission to play. So instead of going through the book and being like, oh, which mission do you want to play, you can just draw those. And I think I'm pretty sure you could just use them with pointed games as well. So, but they're really cool, and there's a little bit about how to do a campaign and how to do a tournament, which is quite a cool idea. So then we've got multiplayer games. Now multiplayer games, it's been expanded on a lot since the original version. So we've got coalitions, F/ teams. So you've got, so basically it explains how the game functions a little bit more, which is quite cool. So you've got, so what's this, finest hour? Yeah, so you've essentially got like loads of little sort of flavour bits, like this is talking about the finest hour. So basically you have a warlord and he gets to do some cool stuff in a particular turn. And then you've got divine intervention, so obviously had a similar thing in Apocalypse. So we've also now learned that the new Apocalypse 40k rules are coming in the chapter approved. So quick side note, that just got announced last night. So yeah, you've got each Grand Alliance has got its own divine intervention, and you have to roll 2d6 below the bravery of your general, and you can use your divine intervention. So a lot of them are stuff has to have died, or you have to have units within 3 of enemy units, and you get a bunch of stuff. So then we've got all new missions, 6 missions for that. So that's cool. They've got Triumph and Treachery. Now this has also been expanded upon. So you've now got Treacherous Acts. So you've got this big old table and you essentially get treachery points and you get to spend them on these. And then you've got Secret Objectives as well, which is an new optional rules for that. And then we've got some more, I think we've got 6 of these as well. Yeah, I'm not sure if these are new or not. I imagine they would be, because it seems like they've tried to bring mostly new, lots and lots of new deployment maps and missions. So we've got campaigns as well, which is quite cool, so it's a little bit in the end. They've got narrative, so obviously that's reenacting the battles in the Age of Sigmar, so that's pretty cool. So talking about themed armies, explaining that. These are cool, so they're essentially like the war zones. So you've got a particular place and you have like about 4 or so rules for terrain or stuff that occurs in those places, which I really like. It's really nice to vary up your game a little bit. So we've got some of those. Nice. Again, it's a nice, lovely paperback book from GW. So we've got some nice missions in here as well. So we've got sieges, so this is cool. So we've essentially got siege warfare, which is something I wasn't expecting in Age of Sigmar. But yeah, there's plenty of fortresses in the Mortal Realms, so yeah, and it's got this really interesting thing about using siege tactics, both the defender and the attacker, obviously, because you have to assign one to each player, and they use their own tactics, and you get stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. And we've got another 2 missions. We just got 2 missions for the siege warfare. Then we go to match play. So probably what a lot of people are going to be looking at. Talking about tournament games. So then we get on to pitched battles. So we've got the chart for the battle line and that. I don't think this has changed much. Obviously we've got allies added in now, so that's quite cool. And later on we'll look at the points, and they'll say, once you've got your table of points, it will say what you can be aligned with. Yeah, so I don't think these have changed much. So yeah, 2000 is still 1 to 6, 3+ battle line. Yeah, I don't think that's changed incredibly much. So we've got a little couple of updates to the rule of 1. So you've got you can't modify the roll for battle round, and you can only take 1 relic. So that makes sense. Or artifacts of power. A little bit of reinforcement points. That hasn't changed at all, I don't think. So then it's a bit more specific about how triumphs work, and I think triumphs have all changed as well for match play. So then we've got the battle plans here. We'll move on to those in a second. Yeah, so we've got 6 new battle plans for match play. All of them are new. They've also got new deployment maps as well. So that's pretty good. That's nice to see. Well, of course, there's nothing stopping you using the ones from the original General's Handbook as well. Some of them are like variants on the theme. Some of them are completely different. So like this one is, I can't remember what the other one was called, that had 4 objectives on it, but it's got a new deployment map. I don't know how easy that's going to be to set up. So we've got like a Vanguard Strike, if you play the new 40k. So you've got more of a traditional sort of deployment zone there. So you've got the Gift from the Heavens has been slightly modified. So it's no longer 4 quarters. They've changed the map a little bit. Scorched Stuff's quite cool. So if you're in, so each one is worth 1. Each one of these is worth, each one of the objectives is worth 1. But if you're in your enemy's deployment, you can actually destroy theirs and get D3 victory points, which is quite cool. I like that. So there's a little bit about here about points updates. They've now got a new thing with massed regiments. So if you have a maximum, if you've got 2 point scores, so one of them is for a minimum unit, and the other one's for a maximum unit. The maximum unit is actually now cheaper than it would be for paying for individual units. So that's quite cool. It talks about factions and allies. Just saying that anything with a star has been updated. So lots and lots of stuff have been updated. I think all of the battalions, or the majority of the battalions, have been updated and had their points changed, because obviously they added a rule in where you could drop the entire battalion as one drop, so 1 unit. So that's quite cool. So, and then down here, if we have a look, we've got what allies you can have. So what allies you can add in. And yeah, with the how many points to play determines how much points you get to spend on allies. So if you're in a 2,000 point game, you get 400 points worth of allies. So yeah, so there's lots and lots and lots of points changes. Again, the majority of the battalions got changed, and then we got doubled in price from what I can tell. There's some points reductions, etc. Lots and lots of stuff. So yeah, this is probably. So yeah, there's all the Stormcast ones. All the Stormcast ones got increased, and there's some points decreased as well. Ooh, they've added points in for the Silver Wildwood. I didn't see that earlier. And this is quite interesting. So we've actually got a an armor roster. It's cool. Just for you for a copy. But on the other page, we've got something very interesting. So we've got a War Scroll update for the Grunstock Thunderers. So they have actually changed the Grunstock Thunderers to, as they put it, better reflect the options you get in the kit. So now you can no longer take 1 of each special weapon. So the Fumigator, the Deck Sweeper, the Cannon, or Mortar. So you basically can take like 1 of each, essentially how it's built on the box. So one guy can have a Mortar, one guy can have a Cannon, one guy can have a Deck Sweeper, one guy can have a Fulminator, instead of them all having Deck Sweepers or all having Aether Cannons, which is alright. The Grunstock Mortar, I'm pretty sure was 36 inches, is now 12, so that's not great. Yeah. And they get a couple of bonuses for shooting with, here you go, Pin 'em and Shred 'em. So yeah, if a gunstock mortar causes an unsaved wounds until the end, you can reroll dice for the number of shots fired by any of the weapons of deck sweepers. Yeah, so you get bonuses for shooting them with one weapon and then shooting them with another. By any models with deck sweepers in the same unit. So yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that, because I'm not sure about these guys in general. The models look great, but yeah, so that's another thing they've changed, and they've got finished them as well, which is any models that cause wound, any models with deck sweepers cause any unsaved wounds on an enemy model, you can reroll to hits and to damage rolls with the Aether Cannons. Yeah, so it's like a little chain you've got. So you hit them, the idea is you hit them with the Grundstock Mortar, then hit them with deck sweepers, then hit them with Aether Cannons, which is alright, but I still don't know if they're that great, because I think they need something. I don't think that was it was a good idea, because obviously the bet reflects the kits, but there are lots of kits out there that you can have multiple weapons and they don't give you all of them. But anyway, that's another thing they have quickly changed. So we move on to the allegiances. This is really cool. Definitely a good improvement. Is they've now put lots of allegiance abilities in for stuff that already didn't have it. So obviously, since the game came out, it's changed a lot, because obviously the game came out originally and it was very sort of a free-form game, and they got rid of a lot of the sort of flavour, or they've added in a lot of flavour, I should say, for being particularly aligned to someone. So obviously, if you've looked at any of the new books, like the Courage on Overlords or the second Stormcast book, there's lots and lots of stuff in there, and you can obviously be a particular chamber. There you go, not chapter. A chamber for the Stormcasts, or a particular. Is it clan? It's not clan, is it? I can't remember what it's called for the Courage on Overlords. No, I can't remember. But yeah, so they've had a lot of those in for like the Fire Slayers and Seraphon. So guys who've already got their battle tomes, but aren't going to get another battle tome for quite a while. So yeah, so we've got normal order. So a couple of the old ones, so like Order Chaos, because they added those in with the original Jammer's Handbook. So one's for Order Chaos, Death and Destruction. Some of those have been changed slightly, and some of the command traits and the powers. So we got some for the Darkling Covens, the Dispossessed, so they're the dwarfs, so they're the old fantasy dwarfs, which is quite cool. So they've now got battle traits, command traits, grudges, and artifacts. Free Peoples, the Fire Slayers. The Fire Slayers have also got their own battalions, which is cool. Again, improving upon the Seraphon. Seraphon got lots of stuff. And they got some of the battalions as well. Then we've got the Wanderers. So yeah, like the older stuff, they'll just get a trait, a command trait, and artifacts. But the newer stuff, they'll get battalions as well, because obviously they've got battalions in their book. Pardon me. So they've got Chaos. Then we've got the Bray Herd, which is quite interesting. Then we've got stuff for Slanesh, Slaves to Darkness. We've got Chaos Boons, essentially. Let's go. Those are the ones I look for. Yeah, they got Chaos Boons, and they get stuff for having a particular mark. We've got stuff for the Pestilence, stuff for Skyer, Death, and then you've got Fleshy Ear Courts, Night Haunt, Soul Blight, and then stuff for Destruction, Poor Rampaging Destroyers. Iron Jaws, they got some battle traits and that, and they got some battalions, and then that's it. That's the book. So yeah, it's definitely really interesting to see what they've done with it. I like it. It's nice to see. It's nice to just have a big old book of new stuff. It's really nice for the people who obviously invested in armies that their books came out first, so they missed out on a lot of the changes they made to the game. So it's nice to see that in there. And it's just nice to have like new ways to play the game. That's always good. So yeah, so that's the General's Handbook for 2017. Look forward to seeing what the 40k version is. So chapter approved. Look forward to seeing what that is. It sounds good. We just got bits and bobs came out for that, as I said last night. So that's it. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you join us in the future for some more book reviews, or sort of first looks, I suppose. Alright, see you next time.